And now, to honor America, please join in the singing of our national anthem. Representing the three-time Stanley Cup champion New Jersey Devils, Arlette.
I feel like I'm at a game. Oh my gosh. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Hi, this is Chico Resch. You are listening to the Let's Go Devils podcast on the Primetime Radio Network.
Happy Devils Sunday. This is the Let's Go Devils podcast, Sunday edition. I'm your host, Sam Wu, here with Scotty of SiriusXM, Liquid Metal, and Beer Baron. Streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Twitter Live, and Twitch on the Primetime Radio Network. Tonight's topic or title, Devils must pick up the slack. Be patient, be patient, be patient. That's also the theme of the week. Guys, I know Beer Baron wants to talk. He wants to talk about solutions. He wants to keep it positive. Scotty
he
and
sure
I
looks
don't
like
have
it right now
anymore,
as he's buried into his phone, you know.
I'm sorry. I'm distracted by this. Is like what I do when I try to watch a Devils game. I'm like, what else can I do that's going to distract me from watching a Devils game? But be patient. Be patient. Because I believe that last week we went on a little bit of a tear. We were missing you there, Scotty, on the Sunday edition. But we went on a little bit of a tear last week, and a lot of people were going, getting down on Shorts Guy, telling him that he was a little too negative. And I don't think that was true at all, but maybe we're just speaking the truth and they were not ready to hear the truth. But I think it's about time that everybody does hear the truth. This team needs some kind of fix.
It sounds like an episode of The X-Files. I'm so intrigued and excited.
You should be. You should be. Those like little... There's an X on my window right now. And
wait a minute, I don't want to be. I don't want to be Scully. You can't just take over like Mulder role like that. Who said that?
Well, I mean, you had the luscious, locks of red hair, but you cut it all off.
Oh yeah, I cut it all off. Yeah, sure,
yeah. Trying to change the character.
That's
I don't know, dude.
There.
I don't know, dude. It's frustrating to watch. It's frustrating to you get a pit in the gut of your stomach watching these games, and it's just like there's no like, hey, like at the beginning of the year, there's like the Devils would go down, but you'd still have a hey, you know what? We could still come back. We could still fight and win this game.
They were comeback.
The comeback kids. Yeah.
There you go.
But
they were I got a little comeback kid on right here. So they were the comeback kids.
Lately.
Yeah. Nah, me and Sam, we were talking about it, how earlier in the year we were always saying these are games they wouldn't have lost or wouldn't have won last year. They would have found a way to lose. Now they're finding a way to lose. these
Yep.
games. I mean, yesterday was heartbreaking just because it was Andy Green's first of the year. Then it was Zach Parise's first of the year. First as an Islander on his dad's birthday. So, a little hat tip to old JP there. And then it's like the Islanders' first win in their home, arena.
Of
So it's
course.
like, there you go,
Of
Lou.
course.
It was like the hat trick of woe. Hat trick of woe yesterday.
The hat trick of the stars lining up to get just kicked in the throat. That was just one of those games. Terrible.
I was so waiting for the Palms empty netter at the end of the game. That's what I was waiting for.
100%.
For his first of the
100%.
season, I'm like, oh yeah, come on, just bring it on. No, but they're spiraling. I mean, for me, I know we've talked about it on Devils After Dark. I feel like it's coaching. I know Sam Wu feels the same, and he feels there's some system problems there.
Mm-hmm.
We really haven't heard as much from you, Beer Baron, all week. What do you think is wrong with this team?
We got a lot of sous chefs. We don't have a lot of cooks. You know what I mean? We got a lot of guys that could set the table, but we don't have a lot of people that can go out there and finish. And that's what I'm seeing. If you look around the league, there's always a couple of guys on a team that can just you every time they're on the ice, you got to be careful.
Give him the big screen, Sam Wu. Come on, give him the big screen.
Yeah, give me the big screen. Give it to me. Give me the big screen. Yes, I love the big screen. Yes, thank you. Jack Hughes obviously is a threat every time he has. The real big screen. Now I got to look into the camera. Normally I watch myself, so my eyes are down here.
Screened.
Full screened. I don't know what to do. I frighten small children, and maybe I don't shower regularly. And anyways, a little Farley for you. No, I honestly, it's the coaching. The power play is absolutely garbage, and it is last in the league, and that is a big, big issue. In the beginning of the game, the Islanders are trying to give you the win. All right, just like the Nashville Predators game, they had 3 power plays within the first period, and they don't even sniff a goal. And sometimes when they get pressure, when they're getting all this pressure, the problem is they get points where they're getting pressure, but it's this like weird scrambled pressure. And if you've ever coached or if you ever played hockey, I would never say that I'm, an expert on any of this thing. Obviously, otherwise I'd be coaching the NHL, right? But if you're watching, there's points where it's like this weird scrambled pressure, just like in our defensive zone. There's like this weird scramble of we don't know who to cover, and we don't know what to do, which usually leads to a goal. And even when you have your best players out there, you have Dougie Hamilton out there and you have Ryan Graves out there pre-COVID. You have all these things, where you're like, we got our best players on the ice. We shouldn't be giving up a goal right now, and yet we're letting in goals. There's we feel predictable. The way they enter the zone is predictable. The way they set up the power play is predictable.
I feel like no one could get into the zone except for Jack Hughes. There's no passes.
There's
the
a
outlet
wall.
passes. Yeah, it's
good.
It's
go
a
ahead.
wall. I'll let you go.
No.
It's me and Sam have been talking about this all week. Go ahead. Let loose, buddy. Let loose.
There's a
now
wall.
I feel a little vindicated that you're agreeing with basically everything that we said earlier. On like the pre games and the post games.
Well, I mean, honestly, like I would love to be very positive about the team. It's just really hard to do that right now. I'll be positive in the sense of like I'm going to support my team until the day I die. Like I'm not going to give up on them and just be like, whatever. I'm not going to be a Devils fan anymore. Like that's not what you do with your team. You could be frustrated. I'm also not going to go on social media and bash them like they need to fire this guy and fire that guy. Listen, they're professionals and they'll figure it out. If somebody does need to get fired, I'm sure Fitzgerald is already having that conversation where they're like, maybe we need to button these things up. It's not like Lindy Ruff and the coaching staff lit the world on fire last year. So it's not like they can lean on hey, we already had a good season. They're leaning on, we had a horrible season last year, and it's already starting to lean towards that way again. So I would hope that their seat is pretty hot,
Well, that's what we were also wondering is, so what would be your, what's the threshold? What's the bottom line? Because right now we're still just we're 1 game under, or are we 2 game under? I have to look at the standings, but that's because we had such a hot start to the season. All of that goodness that we had now is just completely wiped out and washed away. And that is why we're only at 5. We seem to be playing like a team that's like 5 games under, but we're only 1 game under because of how well we played at the beginning. So what is the threshold where you say, all right, something's got to change? How many more do they have to lose? Because they have some winnables and they have some losables. Look out. We were talking Flyers, but the Flyers just won 2 in a row. And now they got a home game. Mm-hmm,
yep.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Well, here's the problem.
That's how momentum swings. Listen, the Flyers aren't a great team, but that's how momentum swings. It's going down for us, and right now the Flyers are going back up.
The pendulum is all the way at the other side, right?
And it's not like we've proven recently that we can play that much better than them anyway. We had 1 good game.
The Devils right now are 10, 11, and 5, and here's what's a little tricky about that. The NHL 10 and 11. Really? People look at it and they're like, "Oh, they're only 10 and 11. They're only a game under 500. They're only a game under NHL 500." Technically,
but they're like 2-7-2 or 2-6.
Oh yeah, they're really bad
in the
lately.
Last 10 or something like that. Yeah,
with a negative 12, goal differential. So that's the other problem too, because now you're starting to dip down into that category. And if you're smart, if you're a smart guy, you can look at
one of them smartsters. If you go to Yale,
Harvard Yard, I'd take you out to Harvard Yard. Get in my car. Don't fight my car. Carl, don't fight my car. We're going over to Harvard Yard. We're going to go to the park, okay? But if you look at the standings, there's a glaring obvious. Teams that are in the playoff race and teams that are currently like sitting right near the playoff race are in the green in that goal differential. Teams that are out of the playoffs are all in the red, all in the negative.
Yeah.
I know that's obvious. And you'd have to, it's very rare that a team can look at the standings and be like, man, we're like a negative 23, but hey, we still hold like that second wild card spot. Very rare. That needs to be addressed. Scoring is how many posts and all that kind of stuff that we hit. It's after a while, it's like, okay, it's not funny anymore. But the lack of scoring, the lack of a threat out of an offensive threat, the lack of and that could be fixed systematically. That could be fixed, and maybe that's where you're talking about like the coaching and stuff.
Well, yeah. So do you think it's the system that it is, or personally, I just, the lines, I feel like are just being shuffled too much. I thought they had some good chemistry. I don't know why they just kind of shuffled everything up. We talked about for a while Dawson Mercer and Andreas Janssen and Jesper Bratt really being on fire. I didn't understand the move to put Jesper and was it Nico together a couple games ago. I mean, Nico is very creative. He makes a lot of plays as well. Give him the score. I don't know. Just feel like split those two guys up. They make their lines better, and they can make the plays happen for him. And as soon as they split up Mercer, I feel like he's gone into a little bit of a funk. As soon as they reunited this line yesterday, and they played a lot better. That was played good in the first 20 minutes, and then that was it.
But that's the theme too. Is this team has drive for the first 20 minutes, and then they fall apart.
Sometimes it's weird. It's weird? If they score the first goal, they basically immediately take a penalty right afterwards. Or they give up a goal. Or they just play I don't know, until they get scored upon. If they get this goal scored upon first, then they all of a sudden they wake up and they're like, oh, what's going on? We have to play this game. It's almost like a benefit if we don't score first at times, which is bad. It's like always playing from behind. You know?
Yeah, because then you get to desperation. But the problem is they shouldn't have to do that, because you should have a team that's confident. Like if you score a goal, then you know how to protect a lead. Which doesn't mean sit back and then play defensively. It could also mean be aggressive and keep pushing the play down the ice. There was something weird that was happening last night too, and I'm not trying to make excuses for the team, but they were falling down a lot, and they were kind of like I think it was, I forget who said it on the broadcast last night. They were saying that the ice was very soft. And you could see like guys would go to try to make it quick.
Soft ice.
That's soft ice.
Man.
They got pills for that kind of thing.
Oh, man, I don't like that soft ice.
Get that soft ice out of here.
Yeah, from like the Italian ice guy that used to come around.
Oh, yeah. Rita's.
My house. No, man. I'm talking about the old school one when they're.
I know.
In the day.
Yeah, because when you ate
guy or something like that.
Yeah, and every time you ate the Italian ice, it always also smelled like exhaust fumes and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
That was the best part, dude. That's why I kept coming back each time.
Yeah, and you could get those atomic warheads. I bought. You could get atomic warheads for like a nickel, and I one time bought like a whole box of them from the guy
for a nickel.
And I sat in my room.
You know what I used to be able to get for a nickel in my day? A nickel.
You ever have an atomic warhead? You kids don't even know. So I ate a whole box of them and proceeded to burn the taste buds out of my mouth. But anyways, before we go,
warhead double cost you a dime.
Nowadays that's a whole $1 just for one. Inflation hit the atomic warhead community bad.
Oh, man. For a nickel.
For a nickel.
Love it.
And sometimes you bite into it just to make sure it's real. Oh, my God. But, yeah, listen, the coaching, a lot of people are really hard on Mark Recchi. My question to you, my friend, is Mark Recchi deserving of all that criticism?
I mean, you would think that they have. I mean, these are some talented players here. Nico Hischier is out there. Dougie Hamilton is out there. Now Jack Hughes is back out there. Jesper Bratt has been basically your best player. Save for those first 5 or 6 games when he was an 0-4 and then he got benched, whatever game that was, where he got benched in the second period. And after that, he's been your best player all season. He's always out there on that power play. These guys should be able to score. The Nashville game, did they even take a shot? They were just like passing it around. Like, it's just like,
and that's the problem. I feel like everybody's afraid to shoot.
The perimeter.
Everybody is afraid to shoot
in the middle.
You got to get somebody in the front of the net. You got to get that old Adam Henrique, Zach Parise mucking it up in front of the net, looking to clean up a dirty goal. Goals don't have to be pretty. They don't have to be these highlight reels. Last night, Jack was on a mission. He scored he scored that goal, and then there's a play where he came in and it was like 3-on-1 on the opposite way. So he was the only one coming into the zone. Surprise, surprise. And he brought the puck in and spun around and was basically like, if you ever watched basketball, like somebody backing somebody up to do that turnaround fadeaway shot. It was like, that's what he was trying to set up, skating backwards into the defender and then like stop short, turn around real quick and tried to whip one. Great idea. But man, it's just Kuokkanen. Where did he go? We haven't seen anything really from him. But he hasn't been on a consistent line.
Put them
Sharon
Put them back together. Put those 3 back together. Put Hughes, Kuokkanen, and Sharangovich back together just for a game or 2. See if the magic comes back. They were,
but it can't be just a game or 2. It has to be consecutive. You give them like 4 or 5 games. That's the problem.
Listen, that's what I would say.
They're starting to run out of time too. The thing is like they're already past the 20 game mark, right? They're almost at the 30-game mark. The thing is, their window to figuring things out is starting to close. And now you got Nico and Graves on the Co-vid protocol list.
I was looking for any updates. I didn't see any. If anyone knows of any updates out there, you can hit us up on. By the way, hello, Twitter Live, Facebook Live, YouTube Live. Hello, everybody. We've just been gabbing over here.
Just gabbing it up.
But yeah, I was wondering that as well, if there was any updates on them, if they had, tested negative today or anything like that,
Yeah.
We shall
Just
see.
Yeah.
And by the way, the Devils have played 26 games.
26, so they're almost at that 30 game played, which doing some mathematics is a lot of games. So you're getting damn close to the halfway point. Damn close. It's going quick.
I think they. I was just going to say, I think they really need to like those other line combinations. I don't know. They seem to have chemistry to me. I like Jimmy Vesey down on that fourth line. I think he can provide offensive pop down there with McLeod. I think they can take advantage of that situation against other fourth liners. If they have Bastian there as well, that's all the better. He's already chipped in 2 goals. Let the third line be Mercer, Bratt, and Janssen. They were exposing other teams' third lines playing down there. Put Jack at the second. Hopefully Nico comes back. Just throw him up there on the top with Zacha and Tatar. Tatar was starting to score, and it was just like, all right, well, move him away from Nico. It's like,
doesn't it feel like the John Hines days? Doesn't it feel like the John Hines days? Where there's like constantly shuffling.
And also, I didn't understand the Islanders game. We took out Bastian to put Gearston in. I mean, why didn't we just sit Ty Smith and let Gearston play defense?
Oh Christ! Listen,
and keep Bastian in there as well. I wasn't sure about that, because Ty's been struggling. Let's face it, he's had a horrible sophomore campaign so far.
Big time.
It's been bad. You see a couple little shimmy, little side steps every now and then, but the pucks just aren't getting through like they were last season. I don't know if it's just
he's making
tape on him.
Yeah,
but go ahead.
He's making big time mistakes too. He's making big time mistakes.
The passes.
Horrible. He was directly responsible for the Islanders' 4th goal last night.
Mm-hmm.
He, coughs the puck up in his own zone, coughs the puck up. But and barely any pressure. It wasn't like he wasn't getting bombarded. A little bit of a forecheck. All of a sudden, he loses the puck, and it leads directly to a goal. And it's
like Brad Bombardier.
Like Brad Bombardier, yeah. So he's listen, yeah, sure, whatever you say. He's had some really, really rough games this year, really rough.
Yes,
and I don't know if it's once again the D pair keeps switching around, and that's another thing too. Like you need. We were talking about this last week. I think he had. Freaking what's his name? I can't remember the guy's name again. I keep wanting to say Larionov, but that's clearly not it. Who the hell wore number 70?
Larionov is back in the league, folks.
Back in the league. Back in the league.
75 years old,
and he's doing a hell of a job. He sounds like Meredith Burgess, apparently.
Get up, Brock.
Some kid out there is like, who's Meredith Burgess? Come on, Ty, get out there, Ty Smith.
Oh, get him. Women weakens the legs.
What? A man-sized Matacana. So
be patient. Just be patient.
Be patient.
Ty Smith has had a horrible sophomore campaign. I don't think it would have been the worst thing in the world to maybe sit him down.
I can't remember.
Gearston's natural defense, let him play back on defense, on that bottom line pairing, and then keep Bastian in the lineup, who, even though Bastian hasn't made astounding numbers, he has chipped in a couple goals here and there. He provides some physicality as well. I don't know. Maybe he was in COVID. I thought it was just Nico and Ryan Graves. I wasn't 100% about that. So maybe there was some other condition or injury or something happening with Bastian. So, but either way, dude. I don't know, man. Some of these coaching things, the power play. What is it? 2 for 20, 2 for the last 29. I
don't even think it's that good. 30. I think it's like 2. I think it's like 2 for the last 50 something.
No,
it's bad, dude.
It's around 30. It's bad. No, it's around 2. The last game was started. I think it was 2 for 28 or 2 for 27. So.
Regardless, I mean, if I was another team, I'd be like, yeah, take a penalty. Who cares? Whatever.
Well, that's what we're wondering. If we could decline, if we could just decline the penalty, penalty declined, face off.
It's the same. It's the same setup. There's nobody in front. it's like, let's set up around let's go around the sides. Let's do the old umbrella. Oh, we got Jack up top. Oh, he's going to go back and forth. Oh, then we take a shot, and it either misses the net
Is that part of the game planning too?
Oh yeah. Good.
Back and forth,
oh yeah. Oh boy. Oh, look out. Look out. No, here it comes. Does he got the puck? Oh boy. Oh boy. No, and then what ends up happening is we try to pass through like 4 dudes, because they got the tight, the defenders are in the middle, so let's try to pass right through them. That sounds like a sound idea. And it gets picked off. Or we take a shot from the point, and guess where that goes? Damon Severson, get off the point, dude. Like, can we please, like, Dougie Hamilton should just be out there the entire 2 minutes, and then just be like, just give him a break after that, because you can't trust Ty Smith, who can't hold the point anymore. You can't trust Severson. Like, I thought this was going to be, pretty much solved this year. Our defensive woes were going to be behind us. Clearly not. PK is like having an okay season, but like even PK, like we're taking shots that are constantly getting blocked. And then like if they're not getting blocked, they're ringing them around the boards and out of the zone. So it's like, oh, cool. We set up this like BS thing, and it's like, we got our system in place and we're done. Okay, good. And then we let up a shorthanded goal to Zach Parise. And I don't care if Zach Parise's 48 years old. He's going to score that goal. I mean, on a rookie goaltender making his first NHL debut, Zach Parise is a very smart hockey player and a very good hockey player, even at the age of 37. He's going to score that goal. And it's just watching that game, as soon as we get on a power play, there's no excitement. There's no like, oh, yeah, something good's going to happen. No. It's like, we're on a power play. It's like crazy. Decline it. Just put Andre Johnson out there and let him do his thing.
Sam said we should just maybe keep our 5th guy just kind of sitting on the bench, and just let play 4-on-4, and then maybe we can just kind of cherry pick one every now and then and just run him out there, in the time being, because we seem to do better in even strength situations. So and yeah, recently, obviously, we've given up more shorthanded goals than we've scored power play goals. Not overall, but obviously in this recent span, we definitely have. So, lovely.
Mm-hmm.
Lovely.
Absolutely.
I like my idea. I actually like my idea.
Yeah? Just have the guy sitting on the bench there waiting for the right moment?
It's actually, believe it or not, it was actually a lacrosse play back in the day that we used to do, where you take one guy, you put him in the box, and then when they're not looking, you have another guy running out, shooting out for that outlet pass, that home run outlet pass. Problem is the Devils can never connect on those.
No.
They'll probably go for an icing.
It sounds icing like a switcheroo like Demolition used to do back in the day when they were, defending the tag belts, and they would have the third guy, and he would just pop out from underneath the ring, and then he would just do the old switcheroo.
Are you trying to tell me that the Devils should pull some annexation of Puerto Rico type plays from the Little Giants? Is that what you're trying to tell me? That they need John Madden to show up because his bus broke down in the parking lot, and not John Mad Dog Madden. I'm talking about NFL great legend John Madden to come off of a bus because it's broken down, and to explain the Devils by carving it into the ice using some old sticks and maybe a little bit of juice to show the Devils exactly what to do on a play? Is that what you're trying to tell me, Sam Wu? Is that where they're at right now? Yeah, it's probably where they're at. That's definitely right.
What? Yeah.
Yeah, what? Huh? Who? You? Me?
What?
Me, you? Hey. Me, you, me,
they
you?
Okay. They gotta fix something. I mean, it's not going great, obviously, on that power play. Of the defense, though, if you want to keep it positive, I will say I have been very, very pleased with Jonas Siegenthaler's play throughout the season. Yeah. I think he's become a very solid, consistent, kind of mid-level, defenseman there, second pairing. We figured he would be on the bottom pairing most of the year, but with the strides Ty has not taken so far. Siegenthaler's moved up, and we saw PK's play also step up after, what was it, about 10 games? He seemed to kind of kick it into gear for the season or so. 10, 12 games, he started turning
when he
on.
stopped kicking people's legs out, then he started kicking into kicking. Hey, got it, boom, boom, boom. Ah.
Hey, if I set it up, you're gonna knock it down. What can you say?
Exactly.
No, but Siegenthaler of the defense. We know about Dougie. We knew Ryan Graves. Those block shots are amazing, obviously. But as a pleasant surprise, Siegenthaler has come along very nicely, and with him and Nico and Akira Schmid, all being Swiss.
Yeah.
From this. What? How do you say that? Swiss. The Swiss. That's right.
The Swiss. Did you really not know how to say Swiss?
I said the Swiss.
Barry Switzer? Are you talking about John Madden brought the bus into the parking lot, and he also brought in NFL legend and college football legend Barry Switzer? Now they're all part of the Swits? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Okay, good.
Yes.
So, anyways,
yes.
Well, I remember when the Devils got Siegenthaler, I remember looking on all the message boards that a lot of Capitals fans were pissed.
Yeah, because he looks like a pirate. Because he looks like a pirate, and they were like very upset that they lost their guy that looks like a pirate. They're like, we lost Captain Jack Sparrow. No, you're 100% right. They lost. Listen, man, I feel like I've been hitting the head with something. I can't watch a game and just sit back and relax. Like in the beginning of the year, we talked about Scotty was like, "Get excited, man," in his metal voice. "Get excited, bro." And I was like, "Scotty, whoa, chill out. I don't know if we're at that level where we could be excited." He's like, "Nah, bro, be excited." Yeah. And then I was
the first 15 games. The first 15 games were fun to be excited about, and then the second 15 games,
not be so excited.
Yeah. Not so excited about these. Maybe the next 15 will go differently. Maybe this will be a start to a new run.
Yeah. And they'll go.
Oh,
10.
wait, we still have to get to 30 though first, huh? So we still got a little bit of a down swell. Yeah. All right.
And then they'll go. Then they'll go 10, 1, and 4 in the next 15, and everybody be like, "Whoa!" And we'll come on here and we'll be like, "Oh my god, this is amazing! They're so good now."
Told you, bro.
Lindy Ruff's amazing. Yeah. Told you to be excited, bro. Told you to be excited. You love that. Love to see that.
Oh man.
I hope they go on a run. I hope they figure it out. If they don't.
Well, one positive was, like you said. I mean, you sent it in our text message that Jack Hughes, looked. It started to remind you of that first night when he scored the goal. Tossing the stick over the stands and everything like that. He had a little bit of that fire last night against the Islanders, and maybe it's just taking him a little time to get things back into swing here, but it'll be very important, I think, to watch Jack Hughes in this next game. What are we playing? Vegas, right? We're playing Vegas next, right? Or is it Philly next?
Philly Tuesday. Philly Tuesday, and then the Golden Knights after that.
And then, yes, and then the Golden Knights. You're right, on Thursday. So this will be. Let's see how Jack Hughes, comes out in these next two games as well. I think it'll be very big for him. We saw that, like you said, he was like on a mission again. Where he was kind of at points it looked like he was starting to dance around the ice. And other teams are starting to be like, whoa. But it wasn't all out like it was in the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
I don't know where they're just yet.
I think
it'll be very important.
I feel like he's still feeling that contact out. You can see he doesn't go as aggressively into the corners. He's getting knocked off the puck a little bit easier than he was in the beginning of the year. And you can't blame him for being gun shy because, you blow out your shoulder. He might say he's 100%. He's probably, I don't know, 90, something like that. I mean, I don't know him. I don't know Jack personally, unfortunately. Don't hang out with him.
You don't? I thought you did.
It's been in my plans. It's been in my notebook. Hang out with Jack, but I guess he didn't get the message yet. So, I'm sorry. I'm just thinking of something stupid, as usual. But anyways, I could imagine, like, he's still a little tentative about getting into putting himself into a vulnerable position where he's going to hurt that shoulder again or compromise the shoulder again. Last game,
Boy,
you can see he's starting to get
two guys that work very well, like in the corners and grinding it out and making things happen like that, man. I wonder if there's two guys on our team that play really well together on the wing in those roles.
Huh. Are you talking about? You're talking about Greetson? Greetson? Is that who you're talking about? He's great in the corners, man.
Jimmy Vesey.
Jimmy Vesey?
Listen, I like Jimmy Vesey, but I think he should be playing on the bottom. Like, I think he brings offensive pop as well, but I think it's better that he's down there to expose the other teams. That's just my feeling on things. And I don't know. Kuokkanen has gone quiet, and so is Sharon Govich. This should be, I don't know how much leash we're supposed to give these guys, but when they performed very well with Jack Hughes as their center. So let's try and give them a shot there to like springboard these guys back into gear.
Yeah. Well, Sharon Govich has been benched a few times. Maybe he's just unhappy with like the coaching situation too. That does affect you on the ice because like there's a good point. There's a good point right there too. If there's players that don't respond well to certain types of coaches, and maybe Lindy is
last year.
Yeah, he did last year, but maybe this year, like they were putting too much pressure on him. Maybe they're so. Anytime you have a player, and it depends on the coach, and I can see Lindy Ruff being this type of coach, but anytime you have a player, you put expectations on, so you're a little bit harder on that player because you're like, I know what you can do, and you're not doing what I know you can do, so I'm going to be a lot harder on you, and I'm going to point you out, and I'm going to call you out. But meanwhile, the player...
He's one of those parents.
Hey, this might be all speculation, pal. I don't know. As I look down at the parenting book of NHL players...
Is Lindy Ruff like Stan Marsh at the Little League games? America! After every game, he gets arrested, like with his pants down, like drunk. And
Lindy.
Yeah.
He's just mucking it up out there. No, but maybe that's what's going on. I mean, people have said in the past that Russian players always tend to, I know he's from Belarus, but, Russian players always tend to be a little bit more sensitive to criticism, things like that. Even the big-time guys. Really? That's what I've heard. I am not speaking for... I don't know. Igor something or other ain't going to come into the room.
Is it because they both wear... Is the number 17
similarities. Similarities. Okay. It's all coincidence. A coincidence. Okay. Yeah, it's a mere coincidence.
Coincidence.
And then there's another guy that had a 7 in his number last year. He was a duck, or what was his name? Carl Gusev or something like that. Carl Gusev. Meanwhile, there's a Carl Gusev. There's a Carl Gusev somewhere in Boca Raton pumping gas, or they don't pump gas down there. So, jeez,
they don't.
I don't think so.
Oh, no,
I think
Jersey
and
one, right?
No. I think Portland. Yeah, the state of Portland.
Oh, Oregon.
Oregon and New Jersey, I think, are the only two.
I pump my own gas at like a ridiculous $5 a gallon that it is out here in LA.
$5 a gallon.
Crazy.
Oh man.
Oh,
you
crazy.
Got one of them smart cards yet? Or are you still driving a Jeep?
I need to trade in my my trail rated Jeep Cherokee with the V8.
Yeah, because that makes a lot of sense to have that in LA. Yeah.
Well, I got it before I moved to LA, and I was taking public transportation everywhere in New York, so I don't drive that much around here anyway. Studios aren't that far from my apartment. Either way, we're talking about
Either way.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. That's my right now. I feel like I don't know what else is left for them to do besides like a complete overhaul of the systems or something like that. Like,
which is not a good thing to be.
Yeah, the lines seem wherever Jesper Bratt's not playing, is quiet. He's basically been like the life force of the team. Like whatever line he goes to, they jumpstart it. Nico as well, I will say he has been creative the whole time. That's why I said split them up. Do not put them on the same line together. Like, give Nico Zacha and Tatar and let him set them up. Like, Nico will go to the front of the net. He'll work those dirty corners. He's made some beautiful passes. Nico's just got to chip in a little bit more on the goals. But he's been making some beautiful assists and like a lot of creativity there. So give him some scores.
And he dropped the gloves the other day. He dropped the gloves.
Yes.
And that was awesome to see. That was awesome to see against Raglan. Yeah, and everybody's like, "Ooh,
your captain get pissed." Yeah, I hope it woke everybody up. I'm glad that he did it. If he has to do it again, what's that? Yeah, they still lost. Yeah, of course.
I would be pissed. I'd be like, guys, I just got punched in the face for you, and you didn't do anything. Thanks a lot, pal.
He really didn't get punched too much in the face. He did some punching in the face.
Oh, I know. He actually handled himself pretty well.
He did very well. Good for Nico, and I'm glad he did that because I knew exactly he was trying to like a sparring on his team, and he looked pissed. And I'm glad he looked pissed. Because you know what, the losing should be unacceptable, and I'm sure it is for them as well. I know as fans, we whine and complain over here, but I mean, like, these guys don't want to lose either. Like, they don't want to have that.
Well, you hope
them.
not.
I mean, you could see that fire in Nico. He goes out there, like I said. Yeah, the goals haven't been there. The assists definitely have. But, the effort is there 100% from him every single night. Nico is not one that I see like dogging shifts or something like that. Like, he's out there hustling and leading every single night. So I can't, like I said, love to see some, if he had like 4 or 5 more goals, I'd feel very, very good about him, but that's the only area I'd just like to see a little bit more, The assists work well. Pavel Zacha has been playing well, which means Nico Hischier has been setting him up. So Zacha, I think, he got 9 goals now. Want to get him up into double digits. He should be a 20-goal scorer, which is nice. Like, we talked about Kyle Palmieri leaving, and, who's going to replace him? Pavel Zacha. That's who's going to replace him. That's where those 20 goals are going to come from that Palms was giving us each year. So,
do you think that they're going to get to a point where do you think Fitzgerald could make a move now to kind of, I'm not going to say save the season because it's not like the team is out of it to the point where they're in the Islanders position, for example. They're damn close. Right. They're damn close. They're not that far off.
They're not there yet. No, but they're not there yet because of their start. Because of the first 15 games. If
they're a boat, they're listing real hard to the left, and there's a problem. Maybe one of the bilge pumps isn't working. But they just, I don't know, man. I don't know if they make a trade and they try to get a scorer. I know a lot of people were kind of floating the idea of Evander Kane, and I am not for that.
No,
I don't think.
No,
I don't.
No,
listen.
No,
I don't care how talented you are. The dude is a head case beyond head cases.
No. Here's what we got here, and it's sad because we're just talking about both of them. But in the realistic option, our 3 UFAs are PK, which we know about, but Jesper Bratt and Pavel Zacha are the other 2.
Oh crap! Are they really? I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Restricted.
I'm sorry. Restricted free agent, not UFA. Sorry.
I was gonna say I didn't think we had that many.
Restricted free agent.
Because I think
Jimmy Vesey is the other.
Well, Vesey's the other 1 year.
And Gearston. Yeah. Sorry. Excuse me, but we still do need to re-sign them.
Yeah. I mean, they could demand a little bit more. I wouldn't say that much more than what they're currently making, but a little bit more.
Yeah. No, but I'm just looking at just years that we have on all our guys here. Igor, Yanni. They got 2 more. And then RFA. Tatar's got 2 more, then he's a UFA. Janssen's got 2 more, and then he's a UFA. I don't know. Does Tatar get moved? Does Janssen maybe get moved? I don't know. I like
Andres, but why move Andre Johnson? Why move him when you're trying to get scoring help? Because that doesn't help you because he's actually been chipping in this year.
Well,
do you know what I mean?
Who else are you going to move?
Well, that's the thing is like maybe I hate to say this because he's struggling and like people might say, well, but maybe Ty Smith becomes a viable option to move. I don't want to move him. I am just saying, I'm just throwing a hypothetical. So before you start saying no, you have to think about what do we have going on
Where's
in the
his stock
AHL
right now? Where's
Very
his
low.
stock right now?
Very low.
Exactly. So
But
now would probably, if you're going to trade him, now wouldn't be a good time to trade him because you're not going to get. He was a first round pick.
Yeah.
Right? Wasn't he?
I'm not saying. And listen, I'm not saying give up on him now. I'm not saying give up on Ty Smith because I think he'll come out of it or whatever is
first
going
round
on.
pick.
He was a first round pick, like 16th overall or something like that.
Number 17. Very good. Look at you.
Yeah.
Wow.
I try.
Wow.
A little bit of homework.
Look at the big brain on bread over here.
Yeah. But I don't know, man.
What does Marcellus Wallace look like? Flock of seagulls. Where's the briefcase? Oh, I love Pulp Fiction. No, but he's a first round. I wouldn't see right now. His, like you just said, his stock is like incredibly low. Yeah. If we did trade him, what is it? One of those swaps, but then Ty Smith may end up being, really straighten this out. He is still, how old is he? 21?
He's young. 22.
21.
21.
He'll be 22 next March. Next March is the 24th.
Okay.
Okay. Are you ready to just give up on that yet? First round draft pick at 21 years old? I don't know. I'm not sure.
No, and listen, like I said, I'm not willing to give up on him. I'm just saying that might be a can that they're kicking down the road. You also have options from the AHL side of things that you could trade. I think it was Pucks and Picture.
But I'm saying, like, do you put Zacha together with like a younger prospect for like an established, winger or something like that,
like Pedersen or something like that, or something a little classy, a little. I don't know, dude. I don't know what the trade market's like. I don't know what the value of what other teams are looking for. Yeah, I mean, I dabble in the trade market, but it's mainly
you were like in on the calls, like you were like the Charlie Kelly of like the NHL GM's like phone system, and their Slack channel
over here.
Yeah.
And I don't know how the mail is getting from over here, but down over to here. Pepe, what was the name?
Mr. Scott likes his coffee hot.
It was Pepe. It was Pepe Sylvia. Was it Pepe Sylvia? Was the name?
Oh yeah, Pepe.
Mr. Pepe Sylvia.
Who is this Pepe?
Who is this? That's one of the best. That's one of the best episodes of that show. That and the episode where Mac and Charlie fake their own death by stealing Dee's car and ramming her car into a wall, and then Mac gets concussed, and he's walking around wearing that wedding dress. Anyways, that's it. Always Sunny. Always Sunny is one of the greatest shows of all time.
Absolutely. New season's on now, by the way. It's just caught up with it. It's hysterical.
It's amazing. It's amazing that they're still going this many seasons and it's still that funny. But
you know what? You know what you don't have to do with that? You don't have to be patient. You know why? They always come back and they always
good.
They're always there.
Always good.
Always
the gang is always good. The gang is always good. I heard a great interview with Charlie Kelly, Charlie Day, and he's talking about how important Danny DeVito, the great Danny DeVito is.
The Sunny podcast is pretty hysterical. If you haven't listened to it, anybody out there?
Oh, it's good. It's so good.
It's great.
Yeah, they talk about in depth about how he saved that show.
Yeah.
But anyways, so what is your suggestion?
I mean, right now I'm at put these lines back to the way they were working, and if that doesn't do it, I'm sorry. Like, I think there needs to be like some sort of major
someone's head's gonna roll.
Like,
yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry. I think there might need to be like a coaching change, or even last night with Akira Schmid coming up and making his debut. Maybe some of the other guys coming back up from Utica or something like that. I don't know. There's got to be some sort of it's not working. 2 for 29 on the power play is not good. You know, all these shorthanded goals is not good. Not being able to play a 60-minute game night in, night out, not good. Not being able to roll 4 lines, not good. You know, like this is all stuff that they weren't doing in the beginning of the season. Like we said, it's been like 2 different tales of 2 different teams. Those first 15 and then the next 15, or almost at 15, whatever it is. But it has been, and they've wasted away all that good that they built up the way they played in the beginning of the season. Remember, we were like, "Whoa, they're 7-3-2. This is amazing!"
And it's crazy is they did a lot of that.
Games in, I'd take it.
I'll take this every day and twice on Sunday. They did a lot of that without Jack too, and they also lost a lot without Jack too. So I don't want people to be like, "Well, Jack is back." And they have to shuffle the lines because of Jack. And it's like, no, they don't.
They don't have to shuffle the lines.
They don't have to. They just are.
Put him back right where he was on the second. Put him with Sharangovich and Kuokkanen, and let's see if they create that magic again. If they don't, then listen, you know, some of these guys, you know, maybe, I don't know. I don't want to say they were, you know, a one and done, a one-hit wonder sort of deal. You know, I see the talent there with them, but something is not clicking and something's not working. You know, how long can that go on the ice? How long can that happen on the ice? You know, where it's just obvious that it's nope.
Ain't no good. It ain't no good no more.
Not good. Not good.
Not good.
Not good.
I want to see results of, you know, can we roll that sustained pressure that we had? It feels like the team, I don't want to say they don't have drive. They just don't have, they're not consistent. And there's a lot of,
not just pass it around the outside.
Oh, Lord, for the love of goodness. But take a shot that's not like, hey, there's nobody in front of me, so I'm just going to come in and take a shot the goaltender can see from all the way at the blue line. No, like take a higher, you know.
Going to skate at the water boy out there in between all those passes and just like, you know, refresh the other team, you know, and skate them back off.
Yeah. I didn't know they had a guy like that. They got a water boy with they got the old Nicky. What is his name? I forget what his name was in that.
Adam
the water boy.
Oh, Bobby Boucher.
Bobby Boucher. Right? Bobby Boucher. Yeah. Old Bobby Boucher. That is a hockey name. There was a Boucher that's a goaltender. He used to be. Now he's a broadcaster. Yeah, dude, I don't know. You know, listen, they're playing the Flyers. They've been good against the Flyers this year, and they give you that like, wow, this team looks great again. And then you realize that the Flyers are just that bad. They should have taken care of business last night against the Islanders. They were coming off of a back-to-back, but that can't be an excuse anymore. They also were missing Nico and Graves. That can't be an excuse anymore. They have to start putting things together. And, you know, I know the other game, the ownership was sitting down low and watching the game. I don't know if that's a regular occurrence or if that was just like he wanted to get a firsthand account of how bad this team is right now. But you can't be happy as an owner for the amount of ineptitude that this team has shown over the last 10 years, ever since 2012. And it's embarrassing to go to a game and just expect them to be good, because you feel like you're going to go there and you're just going to get your heart broken. And if they're not smart, what's going to happen is the beginning of the year, the seats were all filled. I don't care if you're rolling out a third jersey that is everything that everybody ever wanted, that was made by Martin Brodeur and the,
who wanted that jersey? I didn't want that jersey.
The ghost of Bobby.
I don't want that. I don't want that jersey.
Oh no!
Please don't ever wear that again.
Listen,
team.
My point is, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what they do with the social media and rolling all these things out and having a presence in the community. And the community that you're going to lose is your fan base. And then when you don't have a fan base and you don't have anybody caring about the team anymore,
Well, listen,
it's
social media and all
frustrating.
There's social media and all that stuff has been great. You know, we just need to get the hockey team back up to speed as well.
That's my point.
That's the problem.
And,
you know, the hockey side of things is where the performance has been lacking for some reason, and you can see that the talent is there. That's why I don't know, man. Like I'm leaning towards
this team
there's got to be like a coaching change at some point.
This team also feels like it's afraid to be accountable because all the beat writers are gone. There's nobody really covering the team anymore. If you listen to any of the post games, it's basically Amanda Stein having a cup of coffee with the team, which no offense against Amanda Stein. I have nothing against her, but it's just like she's yucking it up with the guys. Like she talks to them every day. So she's not going to give them some hardball questions. They just sit there and just kind of like, oh, how do you feel about the game? Terrible? Okay, have a good day, guys. I'll see you tomorrow at the rink. Like they don't. There's no Larry Brooks in the room, although I don't like Larry Brooks, but there's no Larry Brooks in the room that's really giving them hard-hitting questions, or at least questions that are going to get under their skin. There's no accountability because we could slide under the New York media because nobody cares about New Jersey. It's just like this team is comfortable being mediocre. And if I was a player on this team, I would be pissed off. I'd be like, I don't want to be mediocre. And then you know what's going to happen is you're going to get that you got guys that are going to be here long term. You got Jack and Nico here long term, but it's going to start to become an issue where, you know, drawing people here. It's like, cool, you want to come and play with us, man? We have fun. We're cool. We got third jerseys now. It's like nobody cares. Yeah. Nobody cares. We want winning hockey. We don't want a third,
Why
fourth,
couldn't they copy the other Blackhawks jersey? The one with the logo.
We can't even talk about it anymore. We can't even talk about it anymore because it's stupid. Like, we don't need a third jersey anymore. We don't even need a retro jersey. We need a team that can win, to be competitive. Back in the Lou days, it was like, who cares? You don't need those things. You just need to win. You don't need a number over 30. You just need to win. It's not about the name on the back. It's about the crest in the front. Those days are gone. Gone. Gone.
The crest is gone.
The crest is gone.
Yeah, the crest is gone.
The crest is gone.
Yeah, but at the same time, we weren't winning back then either. You know, we haven't won in quite some time.
I know,
that's
but
the issue.
And he's not winning right now either.
Man. Yeah, we had a deep run there in
almost 20 years.
Dude, it's been a long time since we've been. I hate to say it, but man,
relevant.
Sam Wu, it's feeling very Mets-like. I feel like I got another Mets in my hands here. You know, I always used to feel so happy with the Devils. They always make me, I know they're going to make the playoffs and stuff like that. You know, the Mets would always break my heart. Oh,
Scotty, let me just tell you something. We are actually lucky. We are lucky Mets fans because can you imagine if Harrison Blitzer actually bought the Mets? They were in the running when it was a three-way race. Well. I would probably...
The Mets... the Mets are cursed on other levels.
Yeah, I would totally. Could you imagine Mets fans having to deal with this? They would kill them.
They do. We do anyway. It doesn't matter. That's just the Mets. But anyway.
Well, Mets fans are no. The point I'm trying to make is the Devils ownership group is doing it in a media market there is no media market. It's just Amanda Stein at this point.
It is.
If they bought that team in New York, the New York Mets, they would get slaughtered. Absolutely slaughtered. They wouldn't even know what would, I mean, the Philly media market, for basketball, okay, it's aggressive, but nothing like the Mets in New York. They would get slaughtered. They wouldn't know what to do.
You know what kills me too is the Devils not being on the radio anymore. I know people will be like, well, the radio's antiquated and we don't listen to the radio anymore, and who cares about that? You got to listen to them on the Jersey Network, which you have to find through an app, which you can't flip on the radio anymore and listen to them. Even when they were on WFAN, it was a blip on the radar. Not even a blip. It was like a speck of dust on the radar screen that somebody was like, oh, what is that? Get that out of here. Somebody clean this up, would you? They never put their foot down and made a presence as like the state's team. You know what I mean? Like you look at what Nashville does. Nashville as a hockey team, yeah, and they've also been competitive, and that has a lot to do with it too. But Nashville as a team, it's in Nashville. It's in Nashville. And people go crazy for that team. Crazy. There's other teams in other markets that don't have to necessarily be Canadian markets, but there's other teams in other markets that people go absolutely nuts for. I understand we're in like a weird sports area because we're not like a city that has just one team. It's not like Philadelphia where it could be like, we got the Eagles, we got the Flyers, we got the Phillies. Like we don't have other competing teams in town. You know, New York, New Jersey is such a weird, fragmented sports area because you have like, well, I'm a Giants fan, I'm a Jets fan, I'm an Eagles fan. And you're like, we all live on the same street, guys. I don't understand how that's possible. It's like baseball. I'm a Mets fan, I'm a Yankees fan, and I'm a this fan. It's like it's so fragmented. But that's another reason, and I know we're getting close to the end of the hour, that's another reason that all of us as Devil fans, and I said this last time, should be that much closer together. We don't have the luxury of having millions of fans. We have us. We have our group. We have this fandom that we might like other sports teams and other sports, but we all can agree on one thing, that we all will support the black and red. The problem is even within our small fan base, we are fragmented and separated and segregated into these little groups. And it has to stop. If we want to make this, if we want ownership to make changes that are going to be felt through this team, we as fans need to start saying something. Because you said something just before, if the Harris Blitzer group bought the Mets, how they'd be slaughtered on the media every day. But you know, the Met fan would also hold them accountable. And the Met fan would be standing up screaming like they did with the Wilpons. Like even that, like they're doing with Cohen. And that's true. Now, does it automatically mean it's changing anything? No, but they were united as a group. And that's the one thing that Devils fans can't do right now. And they need to start doing it.
I'll tell you what. I remember at Shea Stadium, I got so fed up with the Wilpons that I cut up like 1,000 coupons and just let it drop from the upper deck because I was so mad. That's how passionate Mets fans are. But anyway, yeah, I'll talk to you off air about some of this stuff. But yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. You know about it, Beer Baron. I mean, look, Devils fan base, it's small comparative to other bigger medium markets, but it's very passionate, very knowledgeable. But even within the fan base, it's so fragmented. Even at the arena, there's section wars. Oh, you can't go over here, you can't go over there, or you can't go to this bar. Or it is so ridiculous how territorial that the Devils fans are with their fandom. That, you know, the old adage, divide and conquer. I mean, I don't know if Devils fans could actually get to a point where you can hold the team accountable for all this losing. I don't know about that, but it's getting there. I'm starting to talk to people on the streets that I never really talked to anymore, you know, about this losing. So you never know. Maybe this losing, there's a silver lining. It'll unite the entire fan base together, and maybe something will get done. I don't know. I'm just a dumb fan.
We all are.
Yeah. Well, I think we should wrap it up, right? Past top of the hour.
Yeah.
Games before content creator, says Bassett Guy on the YouTube Live. And we got crapped on, but we all ended up in the same place.
What?
YouTube Live, Bassett Guy.
YouTube Live, Facebook Live, and Twitter Live. We're all live.
No, yeah, we get crap. Hey, listen, everybody craps on us. Everybody craps on us. I mean, content creators and stuff like that, like, we can't be upset. I agree. We can be upset. We can be plenty upset. But some people just, they're like, "Oh, come on, fans! Like, you guys got to be stronger than that." I will say this: my final thought for the podcast tonight, because we'll just jump right into that. Why not? It is. It's frustrating. It's really frustrating to sit down and watch a game. It's really frustrating to root for the team when you're just expecting the worst all the time. But I will say, as a fan of this team, you can't give up hope, and you can't give up on the team. And I know we all get mad. We all get frustrated. We all can say whatever we want. And that's kind of the best part about being a fan, is you can say whatever you want. But I'll say this every time we get on here. We have to find a way to be on the same page about things. We might not agree about certain players. Some of us like this guy, some of us like that guy, and that's whatever. But as a whole, as a whole, this fan base needs to be more united and less divided. And that's all I got to say about that.
Wow.
Scotty.
You running for office or something? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, no. Get real serious. Get real. Hey, people don't realize they can get real serious sometimes, you know?
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'll just say, hey, Game Day Live, Devils After Dark. I'm just hoping I don't have to eat more gummies before I go on for Devils After Dark, in the bad sense, to keep myself calm in frustration, like I had to do the other day. So,
yeah.
Hopefully, by the second period, I won't be thinking like, oh, I should eat some gummies so I don't go crazy on the post game afterwards. Hopefully that doesn't happen, and the frustration levels kind of recede. I'm sorry, and maybe, like you said, maybe Jack Hughes steps it up and returns to form after this injury. Really gets his game back to that A place, that A caliber, that first overall pick caliber that we know he has. And he starts to lead this team along with Nico Hischier in the right direction, because Sam Wu has said it many times. I've said it many times. You said it many times. And I know everyone on Facebook Live, Twitter Live, and what am I
YouTube
forgetting?
Live.
YouTube Live. I've all said it too. Winning will cure everything. Start winning some games. You don't have to win every single one, but start winning some games. Start with Philly, go to Vegas, play hard, play 60 minutes. It can be done.
It has to be done.
Or else some butts are going to get moved. That's it, man.
Some butts are going to roll. Butts are going to roll, man.
That's it. Hold on to your butts.
Rolling butts.
Jurassic
rolling
Park style.
butts. Yeah, hold on to a butt, because it's going to roll.
Hold on to your butts.
Rolling butts.
A lot of Sam Jackson
final
quotes.
Thoughts. My final thoughts. I've upped the rhetoric the past week on the Let's Go Devils podcast, screaming, yelling, all that kind of stuff. But one thing that kind of bothers me a little bit is some of the stuff said on social media. When we talk about, making a change, those decisions aren't easy for ownership, the GM. I was reading a lot of stuff about Mark Recchi, a lot of garbage. Everybody wants him fired or whatever, but then there were some real nasty comments. People, these are human beings. There may be changes coming along the way, but they're still human beings, and they're still fine people. It's just not a right fit in New Jersey. These people are trying hard. I will give everybody credit there. It's just a matter of difference of opinion and direction. Let's keep that in perspective, because some of the venom coming out, when we joke around, but at the same time we give credit's due, and they're trying. I just think that oftentimes the team's direction is full of marketing distractions here, lack of focus, all that. It's just a matter of finding the right formula and the right people. Mark Recchi did very well on the power play units, two previous teams.
Mm-hmm.
It's my opinion. I may not be right. I think it's an organizational thing. I don't think it's just Mark Recchi. But he may be on the chopping block. But people, some of the stuff I've seen on Twitter and on Facebook, calm down. Calm down. Because these are good people in the end. And also, he did come on the Let's Go Devils podcast when he just got hired and all that. And that says
Good dude.
lot. Says a lot. And all it was a question, would you come on? And he did. And that's all you need to know about Mark Recchi's character. Because I feel really bad, even though he maybe should have to move on. We have to put things into perspective, because at the end, we're a one big hockey community, and that goes with what Beer Baron was saying. We have to be smart and be careful and figure a way to find common ground amongst our Devils fans and agree on something for a change and be on the same page. That's all. Beer Baron, I just gave you a compliment.
No,
You
I
got a
appreciate
recording
it.
of it? Yeah.
Somewhere. Somebody, please put that on a Post-it note and put it on my refrigerator.
I want to thank everybody for commenting, joining our podcast tonight, dropping the podcast at midnight. We have a big week ahead. Tuesday, Devils Flyers, Game Day Live, Devils After Dark. I may be on location down in Philly. We'll let you know during Monday or Tuesday. Wednesday, the State of the Fan Address is traveling up to New Jersey. Nick Villano's flying in from Tampa, Florida. We will be somewhere in New Jersey. Thursday night, Devils play Vegas, Golden Knights, Game Day Live. Nick Villano and I will be at Taj Lounge 973. And also Sunday, next week, we'll figure out the Sunday edition time. But I will also be down at Taj Lounge 973 with, I met a couple podcasters that wanted to come on to the podcast on Sunday last night. So they're coming down to the bar. And also on the 23rd, we'll talk about that, a little holiday party we're going to have at Taj Lounge 973. All right, that's all, folks. Guys, thank you very much. Till next time, let's go Devils.